Phoebe, she's about to, she's a SPAD, she's a special advisor to Azzy Arreo, who's the Home Secretary. They're about to just hit the ground running with a big campaign, sort of revealing this big project with an interview and a photo shoot in Dover, and it's all promoting this Project Womb, and so it's an incredibly important day. But the night before, we just hook up in Dover. We don't know each other, we've just met, hooked up, and woken up very hungover.
Right place at the right time kind of moment.
Yeah.
Because it turns out I'm exactly what she needs.
Yeah. Yeah. At the time, it's just blowing off some steam, but actually, I absolutely need this woman for the day, to not to fall apart. Yeah.
My character is kind of in limbo because she has just arrived in the UK and has no one, essentially. And finding Phoebe was probably the only real connection she's felt in a while. Learning that she's in need of her for this job is exactly what she was looking for. It's probably too good to be true.
I did 2 read-throughs, sort of just sitting at table work with the script, doing dramaturg on it, asking questions, So I did 2 of those, and I loved it. I fell in love with it pretty immediately, and I was like, oh, I really want to be part of this. Got the part in the weeks coming up to starting rehearsals. Just kind of, I'm a bit of a nerd. I actually do work really hard, whether it was at school or so I was reading it and thinking about all the questions and the things that I didn't quite get about the character, or coming with physical options, or watching farce, and looking at a lot of interviews with people like Dominic Cummings and stuff like that, seeing how they answered questions and what their general way of being, in the world was. Came with lots of things that I could offer, but was prepared to not use any of them. Just a toolbox to play with, and then you just scrap it if you need to. That's what I did. I was thinking in terms of comedy, I was thinking about John Cleese a lot, and in Fawlty Towers, and how he uses his body to convey varying degrees of stress, and then obviously the way people who are special advisors or politicians, how the formula for avoidance, and the formula for avoidance and accumulation of power, and how you hypnotise people to do what you want them to do, and watching people do that in interviews was really useful, because I wanted to come in and show that up big time, show the mechanisms of. It seems really like a running theme. I really want to hold the curtain back to that kind of stuff and be they all do the same thing. It's a formula, which everybody knows. But yeah, just to do that in this.
So I wasn't doing any acting until now. I was reached out to by Uma, the writer. So she sent me the script, and instantly I felt it was a very personal endeavor, because this play, it felt like a very important play, and I had recently become much more aware of how responsible I feel as a human being, because I'm an educated woman who's not from the UK. So I just came into the project with just the excitement of working on something important. Yeah, it just felt exactly what I needed to be doing. Yeah, I just draw from personal experience because I came to the UK. I have friends who've claimed asylum. In terms of Manjula, I think she's the future me.
Oh, I thought Debbie was really, it was a really smart move, like quite early on when she made us do that run. She just made us get up and do the show in front of NCS staff members. It was really early on. We hadn't even, we'd just been around the table, hadn't we?
Yeah.
And
I was on Zoom though.
yeah, so I was
that
acting
day.
with the screen.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like, that was actually brilliant because, you know, I just think it was a really smart move because it made us like just have to get up and do it. And it broke through the fear barrier. And it was like, well, whatever happens in the next 4 weeks, just if you get up and are brave and do something, you can do it. And then obviously what I liked after that was we just went through it in like pencil sketch. So there was no preciousness about getting moments right immediately. It was more just the flow of the farce and the shape and the arc. And then did it again, and it was as like a bit more kind of, there was a bit more detail, and then going through it again with more detail. And then it came to the real intricacies of farce and how you land a laugh, and like right down to the repeat kind of vibe. So I really appreciated that in rehearsals. That structure of moving through the days. There were moments where there was a lot of emotion in the room, wasn't there?
Yeah. There was a lot of anticipation around, like before Boris Johnson resigned, we were already kind of, there was a lot of anticipation in the air. We felt a lot of like turbulence already when we were still working on the final speech, on Asia's final speech. Yeah, there was a kind of a tentativeness around the boldness of it, because Uma rewrote Asia's speech, and it was very straightforward, kind of delivered in a way that was just like a politician would. And I was there saying, you know what, like this is too safe. I feel like, you know, the epitome of privilege is where we are right now, because where I'm from, speak or shut up or die, essentially. So it's like, guys, this is where change happens. This is where you do it, because no one will get killed. Yeah, I just got really riled up, because the epitome of privilege is to be able to speak and not have to suffer any consequence. Yeah, I think Haben is the speaker of morality, I would say. I think she's on the scale, I think she's the most moral. Yeah, it's a oppressed truth. Yeah, the most time I'm like living it is when with the reveal with the baby and it apparently being Asia's, and I'm just watching all the lies being told and I can't say anything. Yeah, that kind of sums up the...
Like, yeah, like Phoebe Bernays is the archetype, the absolute embodiment of privilege, of white privilege, of someone who has been brought up in a like old money household, you know, just witnessed, you know, if you're in certain circles, that buddy mentality, you know, you'll be all right, we're just, you know, so she actually profits from this Project Womb being put into place because her family are like pioneers of British engineering, so they're going to get all the money for building this wall. She represents just how many people just shut off a part of themselves, block it off, and then climb to power and do that by repressing other people and causing other people pain.
As long as Toby's not around, I'm being truthful. Yeah, I think, she's the only one I'm performing to.
Layer upon layer upon layer of deception. Like holding all of the info, just trying to keep all of the helium balloons from flying around. Right, just like get through this, get the mission accomplished. The only time I think the mask slips is when she's taken the diazepam, and she's like, you know, everything's just win, win, win. But what's the point? Like, what is the point? What's on the other side of this? What would actually happen if we just stopped doing this, being in the machine? And that moment, it's not even because it's such a fast play, but if it was like more of a real, if it was slowed down a little bit, that moment, she starts to think about it, and it starts to potentially open that door that's there, that's got all of the feelings inside it. And she could have she could fragment and have a complete breakdown in that moment. Like, but then she shuts the door. She has the wherewithal to shut the door. She's just got enough of her brain, with the diazepam kicking in, to just get some coffee instead. And yeah, when you've been on that train, physically and metaphorically, for a very long time, staying on it seems to be the best option, rather than facing who you are and what you've done. The master key has to be Asia, because she's my ticket. We're simpatico, we need each other. We're one conglomerate mass, and we're the two-headed monster, so I need her. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say Phoebe is my key, because, I'm at her mercy, essentially, if I were to survive. One I can think of is when I make a whole speech about how great this country is, and then you let me know that I'd be in trouble if I don't do what I'm told. And that's a key moment for me. For my experience coming to the UK, you're so quickly disillusioned with how, because this speech, about how this country's a beacon of light, this is how people think of the UK. This is how I used to think of the UK.
People are free to be their genuine, joyous, authentic selves.
I do. Everything around that, this is, in the speech, I'm like, but the free to be your joyous, authentic self definitely is something that people here, I think, forget. So that's a really important thing.
Yeah, I've got to say the baby. You've got to say finding the baby, and then also chucking the baby out the window. That moment, again, if there was more time, that's like physical illness, so unable to feel anything, but like Phoebe would be throwing up in the toilet, like if Toby hadn't come in. Just that physical, the physical reaction. But the cover-up continues and the train keeps going, yeah. But there's tons of moments, but I guess the ones to do with finding Momo and getting rid of Momo. And then the almost breakdown.
I can maybe also, for me, laying out all the conditions. Yeah. I think it's an important thing, because not many people get the chance to, give it to them. Yeah.